Okay, guys, today we're going to go ahead and show you how to transfer money from your account to one of your kids' accounts and get them started on investing with Cornerstone. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and log in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go up to Transact. And we're going to go to Transfer. Transfer cash or shares between Fidelity accounts. One thing that you should know is that when, like if one of your kids opens up a new account, you got to give it a few days for everything to start showing up in the system. Like for doing what we're doing today, it won't immediately show up. So just give it a few days or a week or whatever. And then when that much time has passed, you can go ahead and do this. But anyways, let's transfer between your Fidelity accounts. So you're going to select, first of all, one of your accounts, and then you're going to go ahead and select the account to transfer to. You're going to need to add a recipient, and you're going to go to Continue. And how do you want to transfer money? Fidelity account, transfer to someone else's linked Fidelity account, available the same day. So first of all, you're going to get a security code, and then you're going to add the name, zip code, and account number of your child. Okay, so what I've done here is logged into the new account, and we already transferred $75 into it. And one thing I want you to see how to do here, you see where down here it says individual and the account number. We're just going to add a name to that. Hit that little thingy there. Check off here and rename. And we're going to rename this one. Cosmo's been a good boy lately, so he's going to open up his new account. And there you go. Cosmo has an individual account. And position-wise, he's bought 5 shares of CLM, $7.59 a share, and 5 shares of CRF, both Cornerstone stocks, $7.24 a share. And he's got a total of 10 shares between the two accounts. One of the first things you want to do after you initially get to this point is go to Manage Dividends. And manage the distribution of your dividends and capital gains. You're going to be getting about 12 cents per month per share that you have in your accounts. Now, let's start with CLM. The dividends are automatically set to pay to cash, but we're going to go ahead and reinvest in security. Okay? CRF, Cornerstone, is also automatically set at pay to cash. We're going to click off reinvest in security. And any cash that is left over in the account, so let's say you have $16 in the account and it takes $15 to buy 2 shares, the dollar left over or whatever amount, instead of reinvesting, you just have it paid to cash so you have it available to reinvest again. So anyways, you want, as far as the Cornerstone stocks, you want to reinvest in security on both. Any excess cash you want to pay to cash, it'll show up in your account as cash. Okay, so that's very important. And also save changes is important because that's it won't take effect if you don't. Okay, so you see Cosmo is all set. He's got his positions here. He's got to start. Now, don't forget, you can't just leave it at 5 shares apiece. You're going to have to make a decision as to how much you're going to put in the account on a regular basis. So again, you go to transact, you go to transfer, electronic funds transfer from your bank to or from your bank, but in this case, from your bank. So you want to make sure you get your account from your bank account linked to your Fidelity account as soon as you are able to do that. Now that you have your bank account linked to your Fidelity account, the next thing you want to do is go to transact and transfer, and you want to go to manage recurring activity. That's where you are going to decide you're going to deposit $10 a month, $10 every 2 weeks, or $10 every week, or $100, whatever you decide. But you have to go to manage recurring activity, and then you can have automatic deposits into your Fidelity account from your bank account in any amount that you want and as frequently as you want. Okay? Okay, now we're back on my account, and one thing you want to do is you look down below here. I have kids account here. That's where the Cosmo's $75 is, and 10 shares of Cornerstone. But we want to leave it a little bit more personalized. So hit the little wheel there. And let's see, we want to go down to kids account, and we want to rename that COSMO. So now, when we scroll down, we have Cosmo's account. And we're not going to go into that right now, but one thing I did want to do is we're going to be recommending that our kids do something that we need to be doing ourselves. So we need to show our kids by example how we are doing this, and that maybe it's a good idea for them to do it too. So what you want to do is here, CRF, price per share, current value, and the quantity is 550 shares, and CLM, $7.59 a share, and we own 550 shares of that. So we're going to be recommending that our kids do something that we need to be able to show them that we're doing it ourselves. Okay, so that is that for now. And now what I want to do is to show you what $1,000 invested will do for your kids. Maybe they'll have a big head start that you and I didn't have time to get. So hang in there for a second longer. Okay, here we are back on MarketBeat dividend calculator, and to choose the stock. Okay, we're just going to type in CLM, that's Cornerstone Strategic Investment Fund, individual stock, The monthly is the dividend distributions, and we're going to have the dividends reinvest automatically, dividends reinvestment plan. Now, as far as the number of shares, we mentioned $1,000. So what we're going to do is, and it's $7.59 a share. So $1,000 divided by 7.59. We're going to ask them to, let's call it 132 shares. So they're going to need 132 shares at $7.59. Now we can contribute more, but we're just going to leave it zero for this example. We'll leave out any tax differentials, 0. Initial annual dividend is 19.28%. So if you hear the word 20%, we round it up just so you have an easy number to remember. And then as far as dividend increases, we're just going to leave it to 0. Share price increases, leave it at 0. And instead of 20 years, which we normally would do, we're going to go 40 years. Assuming that you have a child in their 20s, they have roughly 40 years that they can let this money sit. So calculate that out. And in 40 years, they'll have, this seems unbelievable to me, over $2 million. Their balance went from $1,000 to $2 million in 40 years. That seems unfreaking believable to me. Anyways, let's take a look at how it grows. Okay. Your dividends each year, you got 132 shares, and the annual dividend per share is $1.60. And then you have annual dividend of $2.11. And the $1,000 is now $1,200 at the end of 1 year. And you have from 132, you're up to 100. I just might as well call it 160. Let's go to 5 years. Your $1,000 is now $2,600. And instead of 132, you got 283 shares. In 10 years, you've got 738 shares, and your value is up to $6,700. In 15 years, you got 1,920 shares, and you're up to 17,000. 20 years, you're just under 5,000 shares. And your value is up to $45,000. And just for a second, your annual dividend is $78,000 a year. So you could actually start taking out $8,000 or any portion thereof per year, and still maintain your 5,000 shares because all you're doing is taking out the dividends. Well, let's say you're smart and you don't do that. You got $45,000 at the end of 20 years. At the end of 25 years, you've got $120,000. So in 20 years, you've got 5,000 shares. 25 years, you've got 13,000 shares. That's more than doubled. And again, you had $45,000 at the end of 20 years. At the end of 25 years, you're up just at 120,000. And 30 years, you're at 33,000 shares, and you have $311,000 in there. And again, the dividends in 30 years would be $54,000 per year. Not too shabby. And 35 years, instead of 33,000 shares, you've got 68,000 shares. And your account has grown from 311,000 in the 30th year to 809,000 in the 35th year. All the way down to 40, you got 20, almost 23,000 shares producing $366,000 of dividends each year with a whole account value of $2 million. So this is what I call making your money, making a smart decision that'll help you down the road. And all you need to start is 132 shares. So as soon as you can get $1,000 put in there, I think you've gotten a good start. And again, the faster that you can contribute in there into the account, the faster it will grow. So again, at the end of 40 years, you've got over $2 million, and you have an annual return, annual dividend income is what I want to speak at, of $443,000. I don't know what Social Security will be in 40 years, but I still don't think it's going to come out to over $400,000 a year. But nevertheless, get started as soon as possible. Put in as much as you can. You'll never regret it. I honestly believe you'll never lose money with this. You're getting a 20% dividend every year on a company that's been around since 1983, and you're getting your dividends purchased at a 20% discount. So if the $7.59 is your regular market price, your dividends purchase it at around $6.50. So you're getting a 20% discount by letting your dividends purchase new shares each month, and the result speaks for itself. All right, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I think you get my drift. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.